Morning, guys. How's everybody doing today? Ooh, I heard a little something. Kyle, how are you?
Doing good. Good morning. How you doing?
Good, man. We just had a pretty productive athlete run.
Oh, sweet.
Yes,
Vinny went to that one, right?
we did. Matter of fact, we got some discouraging news last night, actually.
What's that?
I guess he got an email from UC Santa Barbara that said that they do not want any undergraduates on campus.
Ooh,
Oh no.
Yeah, I guess Isla Vista, the cases increased by about 50. So and I think the reason they sent it out so late last night is I think they were getting ready on Monday to make dorm assignments for the kids that they accepted in the lottery. So I don't know. We've got to kind of figure it out a little bit when we get home and, of course, make a call on Monday. But at this point, if I'm reading the email correctly, and if he's reading the email correctly, which I'm sure he is, um, they're not going to have any kids come on campus until probably the second quarter.
man. At least it's a quarter system, not a whole semester.
Well, at this point, who knows, Kyle? Right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't really know, uh, what'll happen there. But yeah, it is not good for him at this point. So, hey guys, it is 8 o'clock. I'm going to get started. As people join, I will admit them. And kind of again, thanks again for joining us this morning. Please mute your speakers and your computer, please. Well, not your speakers because you definitely want to hear, but the computers. Give you a little update. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. And, good Lord has given us a great opportunity today. So I'm thankful for that. Little update for the gym again. Everything looks good. People are coming back. We're getting some folks to join us, some new folks to join us, which is great. Our goal is to make sure that we, even each one of us, is to make sure that these people, feel welcome to our community, as you guys have always felt and been welcome. Coaches, it's your opportunity to show them that this is the best training place around. And the only way I know how to do that, and Nicola knows this, hopefully Bob and Kate know this, Lori knows this, is to show them that we care, that we love them, and that they're very, you guys are very important to us, not just as members, but just as human beings. I think that's the most important part, and I know you guys know that is how I feel about everybody. So, given the state of everything we've been in, and with the fires and COVID, the online learning, people trying to get their kids back into schools from the college levels on down, we're faced with a lot of adversity. We are faced with a lot of adversity, not to mention illnesses in our families, a host of other things in life that can be presented for us. So 2020 thus far has been a challenge. But we are answering the bell very well, guys, and we are adjusting and we are adapting. So, kudos to everybody during this time. Can we get better? Of course we can get better, but that starts with us wanting to get better, right? So, again, the updates in the gym, please make sure you are signing in, signing up for your class. And if you can't make it, cancel yourself out of that class. That allows us to allow other people to join at that time. We have not charged anybody for being reckless with this, but there are some people that are on the radar that, I'm sorry, guys, uh, it impedes other folks. And no, it's not anybody on this call. So please know that. Again, these are updates. Cleanliness in the gym. We're doing a good job. Can we be better? Absolutely. I'm always going to say that. Our bathrooms, please wipe the sinks down, wipe the handles down when you're done. If there are two people in the restroom, wait outside a good distance away. When you come into the facility, come in the front door, leave out the back door and go around the building, please. I'm starting to see people try to migrate back out that front entrance. We have one ingress and one egress, please. As groups are working on the turf, please use the pocket doors to go out from. Drop your towels in the bin. Very important to put those towels back in the bin. If you have any at home, please bring them back. I want to make sure we are washing them, sanitizing them, and putting them back out for use. And just so you guys know, not only are we using pods, but at times we use a white vinegar as well. So we're doing our best to make sure that we are keeping everything in this facility clean. If you see something that's not, please let us know so we can take care of the issue. Susan, did I leave anything out? If you guys have an issue with your app, please call Susan and or email her, and she can walk you through it. Susan, have I left anything out?
No, I think you're good. Leaving out the back door, like you said, a lot of people are starting to kind of make their way back to the front. I think they use their restroom and they think, oh, I can go out the front door. So I do remind them. And the bathrooms, yeah, as well. So
It's
no.
just really important. And when we're in the gym and you're training, please remember, keep your distance. It's so easy for us to migrate back to the way things used to be. And I'm not saying we won't get there someday. I'm not saying we should get there someday. I mean, I think some things are, some things offset other things from happening, and it's not a bad thing. We don't, working in the prison system for 30 years, it was a kind of a known gesture that you didn't get within a certain perimeter of us, being officers or inmates. You just didn't do that. There was a certain space around us that you just didn't invade. And that was more at the time for safety purposes, more than anything else. And it's no different today, right? What we're doing today is for safety purposes. Coaches, if you have to spot somebody on a bench press or a squat, please put your mask on. I want to make sure that people feel safe. I want to make sure you are safe. I want to make sure their families are safe. It's very important, guys, that we do that to take care of each other and to keep our doors open so that we can train. So does anybody have any questions on the updates? Our numbers in the county look good. So far, I try to stay in touch with the Board of Supervisors at least once a week now. And I try to stay in touch with our fire captains to make sure that we air-wise are looking good, and also that we are our numbers are looking good and we're not in any danger at this point. So far, so good. Now school is back in. I don't know how that's going to change, but so far, again, even in the schools, I think we've really at this point only had one case at one of the elementary schools. Again, this as accurate as I can be with the information I get. But again, it all comes down to us doing our part. Does anybody have any questions on the update? If you do, unmute, ask me, type into the chat, however you want to do it. Just let me know. And if I can help you answer that question, I will. Everybody good? So we're going to move into today. Now, I've done separate segments on different topics: mindset, purpose, nutrition, pitfalls. Today, I'm going to try to put that all in a sequence for you so it makes sense. right? What comes first, the chicken or the egg, right? So when we talk about purpose and mindset, which one comes first? Is it the message you want to send out to people? Or is it, I have to have this mindset to think about what that message is to send out to people? So let's talk about the mindset. Because when you exercise, everything starts in the brain. Everything. And what do I mean by that? You have certain segments of the brain that do different things. And I don't know if you guys really know what goes on in this little capsule here, but you have, when you exercise, when you think about exercise, when you walk, when you run, when you come strength train, whatever it is you do. And I've talked about each one of those elements, right? I've talked about why strength training is important to your tendons, your ligaments, your balance, your imbalances, your bone structure. I've talked about all of that. And if there's any questions on any of these guys, this is kind of a ebb and flow conversation today, but I'm trying to put things in order so it makes sense and you have a plan moving forward. And I don't care if you're 80 and I don't care if you're 8. The plan is your plan. And you'll hear me say that if you're in my group, that this is your workout. What is it you really want to get from your workout, right? And for a lot of people, it's a lot of different things. So let's start with the brain, and then we can kind of re-go over mindset a little bit, because I think that's really important. Everything starts in the brain. So what happens in the brain? Well, you have an increase in norepinephrine. Okay, there's a chemical. And what the norepinephrine does in your brain is it improves your perception and your attention span. You have endorphins that get lit up, right? They're like little Christmas bulbs. And what does that do? That releases a decrease in your pain sensations. You have an increase in a chemical called dopamine. And all this happens in your brain, guys. All this happens in your brain. Dopamine gives you a little bit of excitement, and that it's a little bit more of a focus and a learning pattern. You have increased serotonin. Serotonin is a big one because it improves your mood. It improves your mood. So if your mood's not so good, probably serotonin levels in the brain are a little bit low. Exercise helps to improve this. And a good example of that is you come in not feeling so good before your workout. And when you leave, and I hear this all the time, you leave and you get, wow, I feel so much better now. I felt better as I went throughout the day. I had more energy. I slept better that night. I got more things done. Well, that's that whole serotonin thing going on, guys. That's that whole serotonin thing. It improves your mood. And usually that mood improvement is about how you feel about you. And it increases a thing called hippocampus. And that is, again, more learning outcomes. So guys, I like, and learning ability. So I like to make sure that you kind of understand that everything starts from the brain. And those are just quick reactions that go on from the minute you wake up and you're getting ready to come to the gym. And then you come to the gym, and then all those things get enhanced. Okay? So that's why I think mindset is the most important thing when we're talking about making change in our life. Now, again, I'm just going to highlight some points. I'm not going to go over the whole presentation. So remember, in the mindset, you have two of them. You have fixed and you have growth. So this week, and you could just give me a thumbs up, I'm going to ask a question. For those of you, most of you were on last week, and coaches, you can answer as well. How many of you learned something about yourself where it came to, am I in a fixed mindset or am I in a growth mindset? And do I sometimes go back and forth? So go ahead and unmute. Give me some feedback. And you can't be wrong and you can't be silly. This is, again, part of growth, right? I'm trying to see throughout the week now, did you make any changes? And was it helpful to understand a fixed mindset is, hi, Joy. Great job out there this morning. A fixed mindset is either I'm good at something or I'm not, right? There's no point in trying because I always fail. I always struggle with, and you can fill in the blank. I take feedback as a personal attack. Or growth is failure is an opportunity for me to grow. I can learn to do anything. So give me some feedback. I asked you guys to really evaluate yourselves this week after last week's mindset talk. So somebody, I don't care who, give me some feedback. Hello, 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 hello. I'm waiting. Okay, Lori. Lori, do you mind if I share?
No, go ahead.
Lori says, always work on growth. So Lori, let me ask you a question. Does that mean you found yourself after analysis or self-reflection, you found yourself sometimes being in a fixed mindset? And I know sometimes, like at my age, I could be dead set on a fixed mindset sometimes. So
Yeah, there's definitely areas in my life that I'm more open versus fixed. So those fixed places, I always try to push past.
okay, and do you find it hard to do that?
It's very hard.
Okay, why do you think it's hard, Laura?
Why is it hard?
Yeah, why do you think that it's hard for you to come out of that fixed mindset?
People are creatures of habit, and when it forces you to work harder at something, it's like if I'm going to push myself on training and I'm going to go for a harder, more weight. But you see this all the time, right? When people just use the weight that's comfortable, it's that same thing. So
do you think there's a fear behind that? Do you think there's a fear now attached to the fixed mindset that and great example, like if I use more weight, I'm going to hurt myself? Or is it, if I use more weight, I have to work harder and I'm not sure I want to do that?
So personally, weight is not a fear, but my back history, jumping is a fear.
Yes.
So I don't jump for two reasons. One, I know if I don't jump, my back doesn't hurt, but I also don't jump because I'm afraid to see if I tried to jump, will it still hurt? Does that make sense?
It makes a ton of sense. So let me expound on that a little bit. A lot of times when we talk about hurt, sometimes we have to be able to differentiate, and this is hard. Differentiate, is it the muscle that's making me hurt because I used the muscles that were asleep there, or is it the actual joint and I've done something to really set myself back? Now, in your case, it's your back. Some other people's cases, it might be a knee. Some other people's cases, it may be an elbow. And so I think as a coach, as a good coach, I have to decipher, number one, do I send Lori over to PT because the way she's moving, what she's explaining is beyond my scope? Or I know it's muscular, and let me work with her on that weight, okay, but let me give her something that can make her open that back up after she's using that weight. Because now we know she's at a level where she can go here, and we don't want to stagnate her. But again, you're right, we don't want to hurt you. So I love what you're saying, because you're right. Then that fixed mindset takes over, like, nope, I got to stay right here because I don't want to feel like this later on. So yeah, I totally agree with you. Now, Shauna, you bring up a great point. Shauna, you don't mind me sharing, do you?
No, go right ahead.
So Shauna says, fixed mindset is not bad. It keeps us safe. You just don't have to stay in a fixed mindset. Growth allows us to focus on a problem as a learning opportunity. So would you mind explaining that just a little bit further, Shauna?
Sure. I totally love this stuff. Fixed mindset, for instance, in the keep it safe, I think you're explaining it really well. It's almost like if you're walking down the street or you're on a hike and there's something on the side of the road and it looks like a snake. You know, it's really a stick, but your mind sees it as a snake. It actually, that's part of the fixed and mindset working. It keeps you safe. You have a response and you have an opportunity to react in either a threat response to keep yourself safe, or you look at it as, I'm going to look at it. It's actually a stick. It's not, I can move on with my life. And you can apply that in so many different ways. But a growth mindset looks at every single opportunity as a something to overcome and a challenge that you can grow through and learn from and improve and get better. And I think that's why it's so exciting to me to embrace a growth mindset, because the moment you label something as an opportunity to learn or grow, or as something that you're going to attack and go after, all kinds of things happen in your limbic system. And I mean, the reaction is totally different. So you're no longer in a threat state, you're in a growth state to go after it and attack it and accomplish whatever it is and improve. And it doesn't mean you're gonna, you say, I'm gonna go learn the piano and I've got a growth mindset, so I'm gonna become a concert pianist tomorrow. It just means you're gonna get better and you're gonna improve. And it's progress over perfection.
So on that note, and I love that, would you say it's safe to say that it is very much possible to switch from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset?
In every situation, life and death,
So
every situation.
it's funny you say that, because I was leaving the football field this morning with the athlete run, and I saw this long black, you know what it was? It looked like a snake, and it happened to be a cut off extension cord. But as I approached it, I was like, oh, what is that? Fixed mindset, right? Safety went into mind. And as I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's not bad. Or if it was a snake, my thought process would have been, we'll just move around it, right? So again, growth, not running away from it, just
Right.
leaving it as it's supposed to be in nature and go from there. Kate, thank you guys for that. Kate, do you mind if I share your comment?
No, not at all.
So Kate says, fear of not doing it perfectly, weights or anything in life. Talking myself off the perfectionist ledge is a constant battle when moving out of the fixed mindset. Wow. That is huge, Kate, because I think that is the mindset of a good majority of people who come into the gym. I think it is the mindset of, I don't want it, and that's the fear, right? That's what kind of Shauna was just talking about, and Lori was talking about. That's the fear of why a lot of people don't come to the gym. Maybe not this gym, or maybe this gym, is the fear of I can't do it. The fear of I'm going to look silly. The fear of I don't want to be humiliated. The fear of, I hear this, I don't want to be yelled at. I don't understand. Here's the fixed mindset. I don't understand why people think, for instance, me, I'm not yelling at you. I'm holding you accountable. So it's that fear of being in a fixed mindset that somebody is going to hold you accountable, but I'm going to see it as, well, no, they're just yelling at me. No, not yelling at you at all. Not yelling at you at all. It's holding you accountable. But again, that's that fixed mindset. But on your note, Kate, I want to tell you this. I never believe in the word perfect. I don't believe that that's a word. And here's why. I don't believe you can ever be perfect at anything anybody does, nor should you be expected to. I do believe you can be efficient. I think you can absolutely be efficient at what you do, but not perfect. Because I'll tell you what, I've been in this game for the better part of 25 plus years. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's so much I can improve on, I should improve on. And from coaching and relationships and lifting and patterns and programming and nutrition, there's so much that I can grow on. And so I want you to feel very comfortable that at least here and take it out into life, love you for who you are and how you do it. And understanding that you are always trying to get better every single day at what you do. Because I'm going to tell you something right now, girl, and Kate, I'm talking at you. You are a spectacular, wonderful human being. Okay, I'm just telling you. Every day I see you, that smile. I mean, it lights up my day. It's incredible, and I mean that.
Thank you so much. That's so kind.
It's the truth, huh? It's the truth. You never know how you truly affect somebody else, and you have this aura, this spirit about you that is just incredible. So please, love you for you, and don't think you have to be perfect. You are perfect for a lot of people in your life, but don't put that pressure on yourself because you're spectacular. You really are. Okay?
Thank you. And thank you, Shauna, too. I loved Shauna's explanation and progress over perfection. Absolutely.
And I got to tell you, isn't that, I mean, I'm just looking at that progress over perfection. Love it. So guys, man, those 3 comments right there were just flipping incredible. And you know what, guys? It is true. You can switch. Yes, it is possible to switch from that mindset to the growth mindset in every aspect of your life, in food, in sleep, in your relationships at home. It is so easy to say and so hard to do. Right? So you have the support group around you to make all of that happen. Utilize, listen, don't get angry when you're held accountable, and grow from it. And grow from it. And coaches, same thing. If somebody comes up to you and says, hey, you know, I learned this way, you know, we grow from that, right? We learn from that conversation. Or I feel this way about something. Okay, let's talk about it, right? It's all about relationships, guys. But you absolutely, and we should switch from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Because again, guys, you are all leaders. You're leaders in your family. You're leaders in your business. You're leaders in your community. You're an influencer, right? But you reap what you sow. You've heard me say it so many times. If you reap well, you will sow well. You know, Dr. Eric Thomas talks about that all the time. And by God, it's the more you think about it, the more it's true. And if you don't reap well, you will not sow well. You know, how is it that you want to be seen? Do you want to be seen that you don't return phone calls? You don't return text messages. You show up late. I mean, little things, guys, little things. Is that how you want to be seen? Now, you could say, oh, well, somebody doesn't know what's going on in my life. Well, bottom line is you committed to being there at 4 o'clock in the morning and be there at 4 o'clock in the morning. You committed, you know, something starts at 6:45, be there at 6:45. Right? Just don't come waltzing in like, well, I'm here. You were expecting me. Right? It's making those little changes. It's how you're seen. Because whether we like it or not, we're being judged all the time. Just the way of the world. Right? Somebody's going to have an opinion. They're going to keep it into themselves. But again, what's your purpose? right? You know, what is your purpose? And so, you know, it comes down to that mental toughness. And I talked about it. I talked about it a week ago that, and I love the Vince Lombardi saying, I'll say it to you again. It's qualities and sacrifice and self-denial. It's combined with perfectly disciplined will that refuses to give in. It's a state of mind. You could call it character in action. That probably didn't get any better than that. You know, it really probably doesn't get any better than that. So, you know, that leads me to, and I just mentioned it to you, it leads to purpose. You know, what is your purpose? What is the message that you are trying to create for yourself, in which, as an influencer, you project out to your family, to your friends, to your coworkers, to your community, essentially to the world? What is it you're trying to project? And you have to overcome obstacles, guys. I mean, look at the obstacles in our world today. We got, not only did we have a million things going on before, but now we've just added another million. We're trying to navigate through the landmines of COVID, of fires, of school, kids being home, parents now being home, not being able to go out without, how many times have you gotten out of your car, started walking to a store and went, I forgot my mask? We never thought about that before. All right. So I'll go back and say, it's not the event, it's how we respond to it. What is our mindset? And what is our purpose? So again, you have to say to yourself, where it comes to the gym, what is my purpose of being there? You know, I had a great conversation with the 5 o'clock group yesterday morning, and we were bouncing back and forth, like, why do people come to the gym? You know, some people see the improvement. I'll give you an example. I had one lady in the group say, you know what, Vince, I got to tell you something. And coaches, I want you to hear this. I worked out in the afternoon, and I won't say what time, the other day, and her exact words were, and so forgive me for a cuss word here, but the exact words were, I kicked their ass. And she said, I told some people that, bottom line is, you're not going to get away with that in the morning groups. What is your purpose? What is your purpose? What is it you're trying to show the world? Gabe says it all the time. It's your reputation. What kind of reputation do you want to set? All right. So we have all these obstacles, but by creating your message, you now have taken your first steps toward what? Personal growth. Personal growth. And you're now on task to living even a better life than what you have what you've created for yourself today. So I think you have to go back now. This is like step 3, right? We started with this mindset. Started with a mindset, or step 2. We started with this mindset. And we said, okay, I don't want to stay in this fixed mindset. I want to grow. I want to change some things. And now I have this purpose, number 2, right? I have this purpose. And what is my purpose? What is it I'm trying to do? And the 3 things that people always come in this gym and talk about is, I want to look better, I want to feel better, and I want to produce better. Right? But you can't do that without staying in the mindset and remembering what is the purpose that you came for. So, you got to bring some clarity in your life to what is important and what's not important. And you have to grow those big rocks we talked about, right? The 80-20 rule. I'm not talking about your fuel plans again. The 80-20 rule. Okay? Focus on 20% of your big rocks, rocks that really matter to you. Don't be scattered all over the place with the little pebbles, right? And everybody's 20% is different. Remember that one, guys? Right? So with your mindset and with your purpose, grow, focus on the 20% of your big rocks. And live that life of meaning. Live that life of meaning, guys. Okay? If you're in doing something that you don't really want to be doing, make a change. But here we go. Are we in a fixed mindset or are we in a growth mindset? So you see, I'm kind of going back and forth to step 1, step 2. But if you think about it, the mindset, the purpose coincide with each other. That having a purpose means you can find that career, you can find that relationship, you can find people who share the same values to help you build that higher life. You can influence those people that are in your family to that higher life, right? I hear all the time relative to nutrition, because that's going to be another element here. I hear all the time that, well, you know, it's really hard because my husband eats one way and I'm trying to eat another. Influencers. What's my mindset? What's my purpose? So finding your purpose doesn't mean, guys, that again, I'll say the road to success isn't always under construction, right? You still have to put in the work and you got to be consistent every single day without making those excuses. Okay. Shauna shares another great point. I really believe you become a mix of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. Choose wisely. And that's great because Gabe has got over at Next Level, Gabe's got a sign that says something to the effect that life's about an attitude, pick a good one. Well, it's a fact that it starts with a mindset, right? So you got to grind every day, guys. You can't let an event deter you from your value, your purpose, your mindset. Oh, this happened. So, I'm not going to come in this morning. I'll come in later. And then later comes, and guess what? It never happened. Again, fixed or growth. You have to have a consistent drive and passion, guys. You really do. And why? Because you have value. You have value, right? So the next step to that and feeling better about yourself is your fuel. There's the next component: mindset, purpose. You come to the gym, you're working out, but how are you recovering? How much inflammation are you causing in your body? How much mobility aren't we doing? When we leave the gym, how well aren't we sleeping because we're not eating well? We're eating too heavy before we go to bed. We're eating a lot of fried stuff. We're eating a lot of processed stuff. So now you got the next step in the component is bringing in line your nutrition, your hydration. And when I did a nutrition talk a little while ago, I really didn't talk a lot about hydration. But your hydration becomes more important than your nutrition. Right? So on a rule of thumb, think about this. Everything you intake counts toward your hydration. Coffee, tea, sodas, water, name it. Alcohol. Now, alcohol is a whole different story because it does nothing but really dehydrate you. Okay? So that you want to talk about a electrolyte imbalancer. Woo, it's crazy. But we're not going to get there today. Okay, we'll talk about that at another time. I just leave you with one helpful hint. When you're drinking your alcohol, it lives in your hair follicles for up to 90 days, folks. 90. I ain't telling you not to. I'm just giving you facts for you to make decisions. So now we're going to talk about fueling, right? So are you at home? And just think about it. You don't have to answer this question. Are you at home eating because of emotions or eating for effect, right? Eating should never be based upon your behaviors and your emotions, right? Never. But again, let's go back to mindset, fixed or growth, right? And this is a hard one to change, guys. Eating should not be a behavior based on emotions. But we do it, and we do it why? Alcohol. When you're dehydrated, the two characteristics that exhibit themselves the most are fatigue and hunger. I'm bored, I'm stressed, right? Television watching, this is a good one. Getting ready to sit down and watch a movie with the family, make up a big bowl of popcorn, and before the credits are gone, the popcorn's already gone, you're already making your second bowl. But the key is, you're sitting there all surprised, like, where did the popcorn go? Y'all know where it went, okay? And guys, I'm not talking about not living life here. I'm talking about actually living life, okay? If that makes any sense. I'm talking about living life. So your eating should never be based on your emotions, okay? As I said a week ago, it's expensive to be unhealthy, guys. It's expensive to be unhealthy. A healthier food plan, fuel plan, can prevent at least $71 billion per year in medical costs and lost lives. 75%, guys, of healthcare dollars are spent on treating preventable diseases. And once again, I try to tell people, and I try to tell myself, why wait for a doctor to tell you I can no longer help you? I'm sorry, this is the extent of what I can do. The rest you have to live with. Why would you wait for a doctor to tell you that when you had the control all the time? So part of your nutrition, your fueling, will affect your sleep. That's the other thing I hear. I hear people say, oh, I just don't sleep well. Well, the reason is your sleep why it's detrimental is your sleep deprivation changes the hormones that regulate your appetite, specifically leptin. Okay? Leptin is supposed to suppress the appetite and that your body creates. It encourages the body to expend energy where you burn calories. However, sleep deprivation reduces leptin. And lack of sleep makes you more likely to eat more. Why? Because you're up longer. Makes sense. When you're up longer, the body is burning energy and you're wanting to eat to create more energy. So lack of sleep makes you more likely to eat more of your overall calories when? At night. At night, which can lead to weight gain. And if you look at the other emotions, when you're at home at night, you're in a more relaxed state. Sometimes you're bored, sometimes you're tired, sometimes you're stressed. And at home and being at home in that house condenses all that for you. So lack of sleep, poor sleep, we're just talking about leptin, all right? But poor sleep isn't the only factor in the weight gain area. Right? There's several. Your genetics, your food plan, your exercise habits on your days off from the gym, We know what's happening to you here, right? I got a group right now that likes to look at their calorie burn. If you want a bigger calorie burn, you got to go harder during your workout. You got to take a little less time in between your sets. You hear us saying that all the time. Guys, we're not trying to run people out of the gym. That's not our goal. Our goal is to give you what you came for. Listen to what we're asking for. So sleep deprivation causes those changes to the hormones that regulate your hunger and your appetite. Got to get better sleep. So Sean Stevenson has a great chat on sleep. And Gabe gave me a cocktail probably 2 years ago that I love when I go to sleep, right? It's valerian root and ease, which is a magnesium spray. And for those of you who don't know, everybody in the world is deficient in magnesium. So go get yourself some. Go online, go to Amazon. Okay, it's called Ease, E-A-S-E. And valerian root you can get anywhere. You can go to Target, you can go to Raley's. I'll tell you what, you want a 1-2 punch at night to sleep, there you go. Give it a try. If it doesn't work, I'll buy it from you because it sure works for me. So just keep it real, guys. Are your excuses greater than your dreams? Just keep it real. The other thing too is when I'm talking about fuel, we got this pyramid, right? And then you got. I think a lot of people's pyramids are inverted. Everybody wants to know the expert stuff first. You don't need to know the expert stuff, right? We need to know the expert stuff. You don't need to know that, right? Here's what you need to know. Do I have a supportive social environment with a healthy kitchen and good basic exercise? Well, the exercise I know you got. I know what that's providing for you. The second thing is this, guys. Check this out. So your foundation is your supportive social environment and a good kitchen. The next part of that pyramid, to me, here's the big key right here, guys, in your fuel plan. Portion sizes. If we did nothing else today but ate less, you will accomplish your goal. Now, I know that's contrary to what I'm saying, so let me clear that up a little bit. Portion sizes. If you eat less, guys, in the 70s, 80s, 90s even, and that's when the chart started to change a little bit. Today, we eat 60 to 65% bigger portions than we did back then. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying less meals. I'm saying less portion size. Our plates today, guys, are this big. Compared to years ago, they were that big. Our ancestors today would be furious and confused with the half-pound, quarter-pound, third-pound burger, double burgers, the big gulps, the Yetis, because they had 7-ounce drinks and 4-ounce patties. When you go out to the restaurant, do you really need to eat all that at one time? Let me give you guys a good stat here. Your body can't digest, can't absorb more than 30 grams of protein at a time. You just can't. So I hear people all the time, 40, 45, 50. Well, guess what your body doesn't store? Protein. Your body doesn't store it. You use it or lose it. It's the one element you don't store. So if you're smaller in stature, you need about 20 grams of protein, in between 20 and 30. If you're bigger in stature, you need 30. And yes, as we get older, we need more protein. Why? Because we're losing muscle tissue faster. Okay? So Shauna asked a great question. She says, is it real or just in our heads that when we go heavy in the gym or in our workouts, we're hungrier? No, it's not in your head. You're using more muscle tissue. And that hunger afterward is your body's way of saying, repair me because I really worked hard today. So you're actually reaching more muscle tissue. You're repairing more muscle tissue. You're expanding the strands of muscle. You're getting stronger. So no, It's just like after I go for a very long ride. It's the same thing. I'm famished. I'm famished. Same thing, guys. Same philosophy. So no, it's not just in your head. But you got to be really careful because that's Charlotte's Web right there. What is it you're repairing with? Is it the oatmeal cookies? Or is it some nice lean protein, half a plate of vegetables, and maybe a good third cup, maybe top half cup cooked of a good carbohydrate? Do you want to fuel your body with AM PM gas, or do you want to fuel it with that ethanol that we put in dragsters? Okay. So again, guys, just the third element here is mindset, purpose, and now your nutrition. Okay. Now I want to move on to what deters you from your mindset, your purpose, and your nutrition. Your pitfalls of training. Your pitfalls of training. Okay, we talked about it. We just talked about it the other day on Wednesday, right? What are your pitfalls of training? Some cases it's travel. Some cases it's your fuel. Some cases it's, what you got going on at home. I'm too tired. Well, what's the best thing to do when you're tired? Go work out. Just go work out. I mean, guys, I hear it all the time. Or I need to be motivated. Well, set a goal. Okay, track your stuff. See what happens when you don't work out as opposed to the days you go and work out. If that's not motivation enough, I had somebody the other day come to me and say, my husband just went to the doctor. He just got his test results back. He's the healthiest he's ever been. No more blood pressure stuff. And he happened to be in the gym, and he walked over and he said, man, I just got to say thank you. I said, no, I got to say thank you. He's like, what? I said, you did the work. I didn't do the work. You did the work. So tell me, guys, that's the next step there, right? So I have mindset, I got purpose, and then I've got your pitfalls, because the pitfalls seem to always creep in there. Always seem to creep in there. And then it comes down to your productivity. That's the last element, is your productivity. I mean, when you're living life with a purpose, when you're eating well, when you're sleeping well, when you're growing well, when you're reaping what you sow, you are so much more productive. Which is really, when you came here, you said, I want to look good, I want to feel good, and I want to perform well. Now, you're living life to its higher meaning. So your challenge this week coming up is, what changes have I made in the spectrum that we just worked on? Mindset first, purpose next, chicken or the egg, your nutrition, not falling into your pitfalls, and finally, your productivity. So next week, when we're all online, I'd like to hear from you guys about what changes you made and how it affected your productivity. Okay, where is it we grew? So again, we're going to have a little exchange next week, which I love. Okay, and I'll have a different topic, but I'm going to ask that question because it's so important, because that's what you're here for. That's what these Saturday mornings are all about. And I wish more people would get on them, because that tells me they're growing. They want to learn. So in leaving you this week, I leave you with the thought of what changes am I making to be at all my workouts, to get my fuel right, to know my purpose, have that mindset, and what has happened and what can I measure this week? So next Saturday, I'm going to ask, what can I measure that has changed in my life that has made it better for me toward my purpose? Okay. And I want to be able to hear from everybody, coaches included. I want to be able to hear from everybody. Okay. That's the challenge because that's how we get better, right? How many workouts didn't we miss? All right. Being on the call, participating in the call. I've been nervous to talk on the call. I want to talk now. That's growth. That's growth. Okay. Shauna, I love what you're committing to. Focus on sleep. And I'm hoping you meant 10 p.m., not 10 a.m. But guys, you're awesome. You have to believe that. You have to believe in your value. Because when you believe it, everybody believes it. Everybody in your life believes it. Does anybody have any questions for me before we finish the call? I love having you guys on. Today was such a spectacular meeting. You guys are so awesome. Hopefully everybody had their coffee and they're ready to roll. Does anybody have any questions for me? Nicola, when I get back, we will be training, hopefully, together a little bit. But this was, guys, this was probably one of the best calls. I think we learned so much about each other, and we're growing together. I love you guys. Go out today and do something for yourself, please. Your mobility, go for a walk, spend time by yourself. Self-assess. I love to use that. I love to do that. Maybe I do it too much, but you guys are just such a phenomenal group. Bob, I hope you really grab some of this today. Again, I watch you train. I watch when you came in, and I watch where you're at now. You're making so many improvements, and you're so valuable here. Each one of you are. I love every one of you guys. I really appreciate the fact that you're here with us. I love the fact that you trust us, and I just look forward to growing with you guys. Make it a great rest of your weekend, man. Go out, do something great for somebody. And please, just worship your family. Give them hugs, kisses, and time goes by fast. So I love you guys. And I will see everybody Monday morning. Remember to sign up. Coaches, Susan, thank you so much for everything you do here. I can't appreciate you guys enough. This place couldn't go without you guys. So thank you again. Hats off to you, and love you guys. See everybody on Monday.
Thanks, Vince. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Susan. Yes, Susan rocks, no doubt.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Vince. Thanks.
Bye, Laura. Yes, we'll talk. Have a great one.
You too.
Bye.
Sean, I'll see you later.